So, right after I filmed this video, one of the first things I did was obviously connected my camera to my PC and started moving the footage over. While that was happening, because it takes a while for the stuff to move over, I went to Twitter, which is something I don't normally do, but as a content creator, you want to start, being active on all your socials. So, anyways, go on to Twitter just to see what's going on. And one of the first posts I see is a post saying RIP Akira Toriyama. And when I saw that, my heart just dropped. It just dropped. So out of being in denial, I do a little bit more scrolling, and because I just didn't want to believe it. And after a little bit more of scrolling, it ended up being true, which is hard to accept, Akira Toriyama had such a huge impact on my life, my big brother's life, a lot of my best friends' lives, and I'm sure a lot of y'all's lives as well. This is a type of death that's like, obviously outside of family and friends. This is up there, to me, this is up there with like Robin Williams, Stan Lee, Jason, David Frank, Kobe, Gigi. Like, this death is like up there to me, because this is somebody that I truly looked up to as a child, a teen, and an adult. That's just one of those things that sucks about growing up, because once you start to get older, a lot of the people you looked up to start to pass away, and it's hard to take in. I feel like no matter what I say, it's not going to mount up to how important Akira Toriyama meant to me, he was a big part of my childhood, teenhood, and adulthood, like I said. And without him, I don't even think I would be the person I am today. So Akira Toriyama, thank you. I love you. We love you. And the world loves you. Thank you for everything you have done, not just for the anime community, but for the world. That's all I could say right now. I'm truly lost for words, and I'm like trying my hardest not to break down. So I'm going to end this here. I'm not sure where I'm going to put this in the video. This might be at the end, or hell, maybe I'll throw this in the intro. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to give my condolences to Akira Toriyama and his family. So rest in peace. What's up, guys? It's your host, Hunter Joshi, and welcome to a very, very special video. If you guys looked at the thumbnail or read the title, then you guys know we're going to be talking about the making of La Bamba Episode 2. Now, if you guys have not seen Episode 1 or this video right here, I highly, highly recommend you guys go check it out. I talk about everything as to how I came up with the idea of the series, original plans that I had that I ended up scrapping. I show pages and the process of how the pages are made, from when I draw the storyboards to when I send it to my artist and he does his storyboard, his line art, and the finished project, and then the finished page, and then how I send that page to another artist and how they color it, and so much more. So if you guys haven't seen Episode 1, check it out either after this video or click off this video, watch that, and then come back to this one. Either way, check it out. But yeah, there's going to be a little bit of changes because I'm going to try and keep this update video a little short. So my plans for this series is to upload a video or an update video every 6 to 7 months. Originally, my plan was to do this monthly, but if you guys haven't seen Episode 1, I talk about how it usually takes about 2 weeks, sometimes a month, just to get one page done. So because of that, I just decided, you know what, a whole lot could happen within 6 and 7 months, which, trust me, a lot did happen. There was like 2.5 months where I had to put the project on hold, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But yeah, I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna keep this a shorter update, let you guys know I'm still working on this project. Yes, we did go on a bit of a break. My artist for Halloween decided to take a vacation off, which is perfectly fine. I'm just going to let him take the time off because not only does he work for me, but he works for a lot of other writers and, you know, indie manga creators. So he's not just working with me, he's working for a bunch of other people. So whenever he told me he was going to take a vacation off, I was like, hey man, enjoy your time off, you know? And while he was gone, I would just, you know, was busy with work, YouTube, and just working on the script because there was some stuff that I rewritten completely. So yeah, it just gave me time to work on my script. Now, this was during October, you know, obviously around the Halloween time. Closer to the end of the month, I noticed I started to feel a little weird. And when I mean weird, I started to feel kind of sick. And by the time, you know, November started going into Thanksgiving, by November 12th, I felt terrible. Like the days leading up to the 12th, I started to feel sick and I just started waving it off, you know. I was just like, oh, maybe it's the change of the seasons. And then as the days went on, I was just like, okay, maybe I got strep throat because my voice was kind of going out. And then I started getting more sick and I was like, okay, maybe I got like a flu or something. But then once the 12th hit, I felt terrible. It was so bad that I was coughing nonstop. My nose was constantly running. It got to the point where my mom was like, okay, we're going to have to give you a COVID test because you sound terrible. And before I knew it, within 15 minutes after taking the COVID test, I tested positive. You know, it just showed that I had COVID, and I'll probably put the picture up to show you guys, and it was absolutely terrible. So yeah, most of Thanksgiving, I was sick. But what made things even more worse was that I had to cancel some plans because my original plans were to secretly fly to Louisiana to visit some friends and family. But sadly, that ended up not happening. Throughout December, most of December, I was still sick, not doing so well. I didn't start getting better until around December 24th, maybe the 25th. But throughout all of November, December, I could not taste anything, which sucks because I'm a huge foodie. I love to fucking eat. Couldn't smell, which was really weird, and I could not get used to that at all. I feel like absolute shit. I was sick. I was coughing so much that I literally was coughing up blood and gunk. And not to be like over dramatic or to scare any of my family or friends that are watching this, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, there was a few nights where I thought I might not even wake up tomorrow. Like it was so bad. It was so bad. I feel like my lungs were just giving up on me. I was afraid to fall asleep. I took so much medicine and it would help for like an hour, maybe 2 hours. But after that, I was just back to feeling like I was dead. It was absolutely terrible. Throughout November, I didn't really get to work on any of La Bamba. I didn't get to really work on YouTube at all. Luckily, I was able to take a good bit of time off away from work, but eventually I ran out of hours. But eventually I had to go back to work, so I was going to work sick, working overtime during the holidays with COVID. But yeah, it was absolute hell. And by the time December came, my artist came back and he was like, hey, I'm ready to get back to work. And I told him, yo, I got COVID. I'm going to need a little bit of time. Like I said, like I started to feel better around like the 24th or the 25th of December. I hit him up. I'm like, yo, I'm ready to get some work done. Let me know whenever you want me to send the script and notes and all that stuff. I get a message from him the next morning and he's like, hey, I just had an accident a few days ago and I actually just fractured my wrist. Or at least he told me he hurt his wrist because at the moment he didn't know like how severe it was. He just knows that he messed up his wrist. He couldn't close his hand and it was his drawing hand. So even though he told me that he was hurt, he still wanted to work on the project. But I was like, no. I'm gonna let you take a few days off and try to go to like, the doctors or something to get it looked at. And he told me like he didn't really have the money to do that. So I took it upon myself to just give him the money to go. Not only to just go to the hospital, but also to get like a wrist thing, like a wrist support. And he thanked me for that. And yeah, like 2 days later, he came back to me. He's like, so I ended up finding out that I actually fractured my wrist, but I also hurt my thumb really bad. So he was like, I don't know how long it's going to take because he had to go back and do another checkup or something like that. Anyways, he texted me. He's telling me that, even though his wrist is still a little messed up, he could actually draw, especially with the wrist support I gave him. I'm glad I gave it to him and he thanked me for paying for that. So as of right now, he's going to be working on pages 10, 11, and 12. Hopefully by the time this episode is out, those pages might already be done. And if they are done, then they'll be up on the Patreon. And for those of you guys that don't know, I've actually been uploading a lot of the art from La Bamba and behind the scenes stuff onto the Patreon. But yeah, as of right now, pages 10, 11, and 12 are being worked on. I still need to send some other past pages to my color artist. because as of right now, I'm still just trying to focus on getting it finished, getting all of chapter 1 finished first before I send it to the color artist. But since it's taking a little bit longer than I expected it to, I think I might start sending some pages to my color artist now. That way I could just be somewhat caught up, and I've talked about this in the first episode. My plan is to wait until I have at least 4 or 5 chapters before I start releasing it, like on Webtoon or all these other websites that people upload their comics and manga. But what I plan on doing is, uploading it to my Patreon. Once chapter 1 is finished, it'll go up on the Patreon, and for anyone that's subscribed to the Patreon, obviously will be able to read it. So speaking of chapter 1, and this is something I had a big talk with my artist. Chapter 1 is taking a little bit longer than expected. Obviously, we went on a couple breaks, but we decided it would make more sense to split chapter 1 into 2 chapters because I underestimated how much I wrote down. I wrote down a whole big script, and after just looking over it with my artist, he was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is kind of a lot. He was basically breaking it down to me. He was like, if we did this amount of panels for this amount of pages, we're probably looking at like 40 something pages just for chapter 1. Meaning, if we kept going, each chapter would have to be around 40 something pages, and since it's already taken as long as it has already, it would take a long time for each chapter to come out. So he tried to talk to me into splitting chapter 1 into 2 chapters, and at first I was like not really with it. I was like, maybe we could cut some stuff. We cut some stuff, and even then we're still looking around 30 to 40 pages. So after finally accepting what he said, I was like, you know what, you're right, we're gonna have to split this up into 2 chapters. So that's what we're gonna do. So hopefully chapter 1 will be around 20 to 25 pages, which is what I originally wanted, but I just went a little overboard with the writing. As of right now, because of that, I currently have 4 chapters already written. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, and I can't wait to get more stuff done. And hopefully by episode 3, I'm hoping chapter 1 could be finished. I'm hoping it's done and it's up on the Patreon, ready for whoever subscribes to the Patreon to read it. I'll probably send my stuff to some YouTuber friends so they could read it, maybe on their channels or something, have them review it. But yeah, I'm so excited. Yeah, like I said, this was gonna be a shorter update just to let you guys know what's been going on. Some pages are being worked on. There was a little bit of a time stop from getting the Roni, my artist, going on vacation and getting hurt. But yeah, we're gonna get back into it. But since I'm not going to be showing you guys any pages, I don't want to just leave you guys hanging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it up to you and go ahead and show you guys the front cover of La Bamba Volume 1. Look at this. This looks absolutely amazing. My main artist drew it, and my color artist did their absolute best with the coloring, the rendering, everything. It looks absolutely amazing. So that's pretty much it. I feel like if I keep on talking, I'm just going to be yapping and yapping and yapping. Obviously, there's more stuff I want to talk about, but I think it would make more sense to just save it for the next episode. Please check out episode 1. Also, I was originally going to do a Q&A for this episode, but sadly, not a whole lot of you guys asked me a bunch of questions. So if you guys could do me a huge favor, comment down below some questions you have about this series. Don't be afraid to ask me more than 1 question. You guys can ask me 3, 4, 5, however many, and I'll try to answer them, or try to answer as much of these questions as possible in the next episode. And if you guys want to send me fan art, you guys could draw it and send it to me on my social medias. Send it to me on Twitter, Instagram. Those are like the main socials that I kind of use at this moment. Make sure you guys stay tuned to episode 3 because I'm going to be showing a lot more. I might just say fuck it and just start showing some spoilers because there's a lot of cool stuff that I have planned for chapter 1 and chapter 2. And since we're about nearing the end of the video, I want to give a huge shout out to my lovely patrons for supporting me and my channel. Like I said, if you guys want to support me, my YouTube dream, and all these other projects that I'm working on, consider subscribing to the Patreon. It's only $2 a month, but I do have a $5 tier and a $10 tier, and for everyone that's a $5 or $10 tier patron, we'll have chances to win prizes, and we'll be able to see Patreon exclusive videos, which are videos only on the Patreon. Make sure you guys like, comment, share to support your boy, subscribe if you guys are new, and if you are new, check out all my other series. Don't forget to hit the bell to be alarmed whenever a new banger is out. I am your host, Hunter Joshi, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, love y'all, stay clean, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.